The MFSC first stated that the CCP doesn't represent the Chinese people. Can you explain exactly why that is?
The reason why we want to separate Chinese Communist Party from China and Chinese people, the reasons are the Chinese government want to purposely confuse you. They want to binding all three concepts together so they have the perfect human shield. So when sanction comes, they would hide behind the people. They would hide behind the country called China. But the truth is, the Chinese Communist Party is not a homegrown political movement. The Soviet Union sent their advisor in 1921. They sent them to China at the time, and then they recruited 11 Chinese, very gullible and prone to be brainwashed by communism. And one of them is renowned Mao. The dictator Mao was among the one of 11 that Soviet Union recruited. So after the 28 years of their infiltration work, they successfully lied to the people, which are very poor and impoverished country. It's easy to lie because you only have to offer them food and then they will follow you. They think that you are the solution and the hero. So 1921 all the way to 1949, Chiang Kai-shek lost the battle. Guess what? Because the United States did not support Chiang Kai-shek in 1945. That's the Chinese Civil War. So, but on the other hand, the Mao, the Red Army, had full support from the Soviet Union, weapon, funds, training. So that's why they successfully, those communists successfully took China. And ever since that, they started killing the Chinese people. Ever stop violence, bloody history of the last 74 years. If you actually read a history book, you will be amazed how brutal this region is towards their own people because this evil communist ideology. Chinese people never voted, never given an opportunity to vote. So that is why we want you to know that CCP does not represent the Chinese people even for one day. They only represents their own interests. That is why they come up with all those policies and schemes to steal our wealth. Under communists, I want you to remember there's two features. One, we call them nationalized private wealth, and then individualized state power. So you have all the states supposed to serve and protect people, but if these a small group of people seize those power, they serve those small group of people. So that's come up from the two core values written in Communist Manifesto by 1848 by Karl Marx, which is abolish private property. The second one is central planned economy. So what Americans think by engaging free trade, you will enrich China, you will enrich Chinese people, you were under an incorrect assumption. The reason why is the Chinese top officials, they control the economy and market. How much Chinese people buy, what they buy, what the patents would grow, and how much they have to sell to the government, at what price, they're all determined by one party state. So by engaging in the free trade, you only enrich a very small people on the top, and they will determine how to distribute the wealth in the country. They give only 1%, maybe even less than 1% of the wealth to the 1.4 billion people. That is why we have half of the country, we have more than half of the population living in extreme poverty. CCP does not equal to China. CCP does not equal to Chinese people. And the Chinese people has been waking up because of this movement.